to Semantics and Pragmatics. This is Dr. Fahad bin Dhesh meeting with you again. Today we are actually going to have our sixth lecture, and I gave it the title Reference. Okay. We need to differentiate between two terms. The first term is a referring expression, and the second term is referent. So what is a referring expression? It's basically a noun phrase that is used in an utterance and is linked to something outside the language, something living or dead, something imaginary or real entity. Okay? So this something, we call it referent. Okay. I can say pen, for example. Pen. Pen is just a word. Pen. It's a referring expression. What is this? This is a pen. So this is a pen. This is the referent. So here I'm linking between the referring expression, pen, and the referent. This thing, this entity is a pen. Okay? A referring expression itself, when I say a pen, it's not a referent. Pen could be, not a real thing. Okay? A referent is the real thing, is the real entity in the outside world. Okay? For example, when I use the phrase a banana, it's just a referring expression. Okay? I can say a sentence like, I have a banana right now. What is it? It does not mean anything, right? Okay? But if there is a real banana in the outside world, that's the referent that I'm referring the expression to. Okay? Okay. Let me confuse you in this example. Washington, which is a city, right? So Washington has 3 syllables and 600 people, 600,000 people. Okay. Washington has 3 syllables, Washington, and about 600,000 people. Okay. The first part of my description is basically about the referring expression. Has 3 syllables. So this referring expression has 3 syllables. Washington. But if I mean in my mind the real city, Washington DC, has 600,000 people. Okay? That's why this sentence sounds odd, because I'm basically meaning two things at the same time. The referring expression, which is just the expression, just the phrase, and the real entity. Okay? We don't usually speak like this. Okay? We don't say, for example, this city has 2 syllables and 1 million population. We don't speak like that, right? Yeah. Okay. Why I need to differentiate between expression, referring expression, and a referent? Okay? Because the existence of a referring expression does not guarantee the existence of a referent in the social, physical world, or in the physical, social world. Okay? I can create anything, any referring expression that does not actually exist in the world. Have you seen the skyscrapers of Al-Ahsa? There are none. We don't have them in Al-Ahsa. So I just made this expression, although they don't exist. So I cannot connect between my referring expression with a referent. Okay. Have you visited the river in Riyadh? There is no river in Riyadh. Okay? There is no river in Riyadh. So the river of Riyadh is just a made-up expression. It is an expression I just made up, okay, that does not exist. I cannot link to anything in the world, to any entity in the world. Have you watched the present king of the USA on the TV? One might say, there is no king of America. There is no king of the United States of America. USA has a president. Okay, so it's just a referring expression that cannot be linked to anything in the outside world. And I'm going to ask you this question. Have you met Prince bin Duhaish? There is no Prince bin Duhaish. So it's just a referring expression. There is Professor bin Duhaish, Dr. bin Duhaish, this gentleman bin Duhaish, but there is no Prince bin Duhaish. I just made that up. You got it? So why we need to distinguish or differentiate between referring expression and a referent? Simply because referring expression can be just written in a piece of word, a piece of paper, or just said out like I'm doing it right now. I just speak it out, okay? But not necessarily having a referent, which is the real thing, or the real entity, or even imaginary entity in the outside world. Okay? Moving on. When we speak about referring expressions, I can simply divide them into two types. I can say we have primary referring expressions and secondary ones. Primary, by saying primary, I mean things that, these expressions refer directly to these reference. When I say, for example, a dog, okay? A dog referring expression, and there is a dog in the outside world entity. Your friend expression that directly refers to your friend, the entity. George Adams, someone's called George Adams. George Adams, this is George Adams. The flowers in the basket, that's a referring expression, and I can find it out there in the word, the flowers in the basket. Okay. I mean, I can just imagine it even. A flower in the basket, yeah, I know what you're talking about. There is something out there can be seen, and it is the flowers in the basket. Okay, but when I say secondary, here I'm referring to expressions like he, she, the big ones, ours, that one, okay? So these expressions are headed by pronouns, and they refer indirectly. Their reference can only be determined from the primary referring expression in the context in which they are used. Okay? When I say, he was a good man, he is referring to what entity? I need to read maybe before that sentence. Okay? I can say, for example, Mr. Al-Bassam is a good teacher. He was a good man. I see now. He goes back to Al-Bassam, or Mr. Al-Bassam, who was a good, who was the good teacher and a good person, and who has a referent out there. Okay? So it's kind of indirect thing. I need to bring this secondary referring expression to the primary referring expression, which refers to the entity in the outside world. Okay. Should I give you another sentence? I broke my telephone. I broke my telephone. It was new. Okay. It, if I tell you this sentence, it was new, you don't know what it referring to. You need to go back in the context. It goes back to the telephone. So it is a secondary referring expression. Telephone is my primary referring expression, which refers to or which can be connected to the real entity in the outside world. You following me here? I'm just kind of adding an extra thing. We know that there is a referring expression and a referent. I'm just also telling you that there could be a secondary referring expression that goes to this primary referring expression that goes back to the referent. Okay? Here, for example, when I say thank you, I don't know who you mean, like what is meant by you. Okay? I need to go and read back in the context. So, Ahmed gave Selma an apple. Ahmed gave Selma an apple. Selma said, thank you. I know now, you goes back to Ahmed, who gave Selma the apple. I said, Ahmed gave Selma an apple. Selma said, thank you. You goes back to Ahmed, who is can be linked to a referent in the outside world. I hope this is clear. Referents and themselves differ from one another in three ways. Reference, okay, can be unique or non-unique. It could be unique like Lake Ontario. We know that there is only one lake named Lake Ontario. Okay? Or non-unique, a lake, any lake, right? The referent can be concrete or abstract. Concrete like an apple or orange, concrete. I can feel, I can touch, right? Or an abstract like an idea, okay? Or even a problem. It could be countable. I can count one by one, okay? Or non-countable. Countable like a bottle. A bottle, some bottles, several bottles, like you can see in the picture. Or non-countable, the milk that's inside the bottle, okay? I cannot count the milk. It's liquid. I cannot count it, okay? But I can count the bottles. I can say I have 16 bottles, for example, of milk. But I cannot say I have 16 milk. That would be wrong. Okay, so let's take this one by one. First, unique and non-unique reference. We said, for example, we swam in Lake Ontario, or we swam in a lake. Both these noun phrases are referring expressions. They are referring expression. They might have the same referent, but a lake can refer to many bodies of water, whereas Lake Ontario always referred to the same body of water. You following me? Okay? When I say Lake Ontario, there is only one lake named Lake Ontario. When I say a lake, it could be Lake Ontario or any other lake. Another example, I can say Red Sea or the Red Sea. Okay? There is only one Red Sea. That would be unique. Unique referent. Red Sea. Or a sea. A sea. Okay? That could be any sea. Okay? Any sea, including the Red Sea. Okay. So if you notice, any unique referent is basically fixed. It has a fixed reference. Lake Ontario, there's only one. Japan, only one Japan. Barack Obama, one person named Barack Obama. the Philippine Islands. Okay? It's plural, but it's one fixed reference. Okay? When I have a non-unique referent, I could have variable reference. That dog. When I say that dog, basically not unique. That dog. This one, that one, anyone can say this expression. That dog, the black one. That dog, the yellow one. Okay. My uncle. My uncle. Is it my uncle as this person? There is another man can say my uncle, and he's referring to someone else. Okay. Several people. I can say several people attended this lecture. Another professor might say several people attended his lecture. Are several people and several people the same people? Not necessarily. Okay. A lake, like we said. A lake. Any lake. The results. The results in my exam are different than the results in Professor so-and-so exams. So, variable references with non-unique reference. Okay? And we have fixed reference when we have a unique reference. Okay? Now, moving on. There is an interesting point about fixed reference. I liked it, and I wanted to share that with you. It's really fun. Let's look at this example. In a restaurant, one waiter can ask another waiter and saying, where's the cucumber salad sitting? The other waiter might say, he's sitting by the window. Okay. What does that mean, the cucumber salad? Is there a cucumber salad sitting by the window in the restaurant? Not really. We call this inference. Inference. Okay? If we have a fixed reference, we can actually give it or give that reference to someone living right there. Where is the cucumber salad sitting means where is the person who ordered the cucumber salad? Or where should I put the cucumber salad? Who ordered this? Where is this person sitting? But it is kind of interesting how that person was turned into cucumber salad. So we named him. Where is cucumber salad sitting? Okay? It is like if your friend bought a Mustang car. Okay? You know Mustang, very kind of sporty car, right? So when he comes to the room, you might say, here he comes, Mr. Mustang car. Why you called him Mr. Mustang car? Because you just did an inference. If you have a fixed reference like Mustang car, you actually can give it to someone. Okay? Or you can actually take someone's name and give it to something not living, like a book. Can I look at your Chomsky? Means, can I look at your book authored by Chomsky or written by Chomsky? Okay? Someone might respond to that saying, sure, it's on the shelf over there. Meaning, the book, not Chomsky. Can I look at your Chomsky? You don't have Chomsky, the person, the author, the scholar, sitting on the shelf over there. You're having the book. So these examples make it clear that we can use names associated with things, like salad, to refer to people. Where is Mr. Cucumber salad sitting? Or where is cucumber salad sitting? And you actually can use names of people like Chomsky to refer to things. Okay? So what is inference? An inference is an additional information to connect between what is said and what is meant, or what must be meant. Okay? Here just kind of an interesting point that we actually can switch the referent. If it's for things, we use it for people. Cucumber salads, I'm referring, my referent is a person. So expression, cucumber salad, referent, person. Or I can say Chomsky, expression. Okay, it's referring expression, usually used for people, like because it's a name of someone, and I'm actually referring to a book. Okay, so that was my idea about unique and non-unique, unique and non-unique reference. When I move to the second type, I want to speak about concrete and abstract. Concrete and abstract reference. Okay, we know what concrete is when I say a dog, a door, a stone, a window, a pen, okay? That's all concrete objects. I can touch, I can see, okay? On the other end, or opposite to that, is abstract, like idea, problem, reason, solution, knowledge. They're all abstract. They cannot be perceived directly through the senses. Okay? You cannot touch an idea. You cannot smell an idea. Okay? You cannot hear the idea. It's an abstract. Okay. But here is a twist again. Words occur in different utterances, may have different effects on other words. So when I bring words together, they might influence each other, in other words. Let's look at this example. The key to the front door. What am I talking about here? Concrete, yeah? Key to the door. Or the key to success. We know a key is basically some device to help you open things. But here, when I linked it to success, it has a figurative meaning. It does not become concrete anymore. It's an abstract, right? The key to success. A bright light. When you sometimes go to a room and you say, oh my God, there is bright light, or this light is bright. You're speaking about concrete things, the lights, okay? But also when you say, I anticipate a bright future for you. Future is what? Is an abstract. Would influence the word bright and make it abstract too. So key and bright have literal meanings when they occur in concrete context. Key to the door, bright light, and they might gain a figurative meaning in abstract context. Key to success, a bright future. You see how sometimes we can actually play with the words and play with the reference, and we change the referent from a concrete to abstract just simply by putting it in an abstract context. Okay, my third type of reference here is countable and non-countable. And this sounds really straightforward. Countable, something you can count, yeah? And non-countable, something you cannot, would be hard or impossible for you to count. Both countable and non-countable noun phrases may be concrete or abstract, of course. When I say apples, coins, pens, toothbrushes, okay, these are concrete, okay? They are separated from one another, okay? They can be counted one by one. Abstract countable phrases have nouns like idea, ideas, I can say, problems, or solutions. So I actually can have abstract or concrete countable a non-countable reference. But this is not my main point here. Let's see what am I heading to. Non-countable phrases, those I cannot count. If their references are concrete, they have three kinds of references. If they're concrete, they actually have three kinds of references. Okay. Some refer to continuous substances, continuous, like liquidy thing, such as applesauce, ink, mud, or toothpaste, which do not consist of natural, discrete parts. I cannot actually separate them one by one. Cannot separate the ink or the mud or the toothpaste. Okay? Others, like other noun-countable phrases, name substances that consist of numerous particles not worth counting. Have you ever sit down and counted the rice in your plate? Like, how many rice do you have? Like 1, 2, 3, 4. I ate 700 rices. You'd never say that, right? Okay, so the noun-countable reference, either continuous substances you actually cannot separate, or you cannot separate like the rice or sand, but it's not worth sitting there and counting. And the third type is basically things like furniture, jewelry, or luggage collections, okay, whose parts have quite different names. We'll get to that very soon. Okay. There is always, there is also abstract noun countables. There's abstract, there's concrete non-countable, and there is abstract non-countable, such as advice, information, beauty. Okay, they are treated in English as indivisible. I cannot separate them. Okay. Okay. Notice that a singular countable noun phrase must have an overt specifier, an apple, a coin, a pen, a toothbrush, if it's singular. Okay? The plural countable or non-countable, however, may have a zero specifier. Okay? I can say some apples or apples, coins or some coins, pens, some pens. I also can say these are the countable. The non-countable, like applesauce, I can say simply applesauce or some applesauce, mud or some mud, ink or some ink. Okay? So you notice that we don't really need some for any plural countable and non-countable, but we actually can have it. We can have it, or we simply can have nothing. We have zero. Okay. Here's another fun information or interesting information. Certain animals are named in countable phrases when you consider them as animals, but when considered as food, they appear in non-countable phrases. You can say a chicken, 2 chickens, 3 chickens, right? So if they're living in a farm, oh, I have 3 chickens, okay? But if you are having lunch, okay, and the food is basically chicken and rice, you never say the food is basically 2 chicken and rice, or our lunch was 3 chicken and rice. You say chicken, chicken and rice. You say we had lobster, okay? We had turkey, okay, because this is food. If it's living, you say we have 2 chickens, I have 2 chickens in my farm, I have 5 lobsters, and I have 3 turkeys, okay? But if it's food, you basically consider that non-countable, okay? Also, if you think about cow, calf, and pig, you actually think about them as countable nouns. Okay, they are originally Anglo-Saxon words. When you think about their equivalent Norman French words like cow, beef, like the meat of the cow is beef, the meat of the calf is veal, the meat of pig is pork, you actually consider them non-countable. You never say, I had beefs. You never say that. Or I had porks, which is haram. Don't eat pork. But this is just an example to illustrate. Pig is the English word. Pork is the French word. Okay? So the English words are countable. The French words are non-countable. Moving on. Again, more interesting points here. Some nouns name substances when they occur in non-countable phrases. Okay? So they are substance when they are in non-countable phrases. But in countable phrases, they would mean items made from these substances. What do I mean by that? I can say glass, iron, paper, okay? These are substances, okay? So these are non-countable. Glass is just the substance. It's non-countable, okay? But I actually have, for example, 6 glasses on my table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can count the glasses here. I don't mean glass, the material. I mean the item, glass. A glass of water, a glass I can use to drink water. Or an iron, like a piece of iron. Or a paper, okay? Paper itself, as the substance, is non-countable. A paper means an item, that's a countable. Kind of interesting, huh? Okay. Also, what is regarded as a substance, which is non-countable, of course, may appear in a countable phrase to indicate a certain quantity or type of that substance. Okay? I can say coffee as substance, that's non-countable, or I had a coffee. It means 1 cup of coffee. Or today I tried 3 coffees, means 3 different kinds. I had a latte, I had Turkish coffee, and I had Arabic coffee. That's coffees, okay? I can say soup, it's liquid, it's non-countable, right? But I can change that to countable when I say various soup. Mushroom soup, chicken soup, and corn soup I had today at lunch. I can say cheese, which is the substance, non-countable. I can turn that into countable when I say several cheeses. Blue cheese, cheddar cheese, and Swiss cheese. Okay? So these are some facts about countable and non-countable added to what we talked about as concrete and abstract reference. And also at the beginning we talked about unique and non-unique references. I hope this was clear. I'm ended, however, with this slide. There are nouns that name collection of items, like furniture or jewelry or luggage. They're always non-countable. When you say furniture, it's always non-countable. Okay? You don't say furnitures. Okay? It's the collection. It's non-countable. Specific items in this collection are countable. I can say chair, chairs, bed, beds. Okay? They are items of furniture, non-countable. Necklace or necklaces, ring or rings. They are parts or items of jewelry. I never say jewelries. Okay? It's non-countable. A trunk, trunks or suitcase or suitcases are items of luggage. Okay? Similar to that, there are matching nouns. Rain is what? Non-countable. Rain, non-countable. Raindrop is countable. Snow is non-countable. A snowflake, like this picture, snowflake, okay? That's a lot of snowflakes would make the snow. One snowflake is countable, okay? There is also the very last point. There are also few nouns which occur only as plural, never as singular, okay? Scissors, tweezers, trousers, shorts, jeans, all these words occur only in a plural. You never say jean or trouser would be wrong. You always pluralize these words. I hope this lecture was helpful, was interesting, and was beneficial to you in your understanding of semantics and the nature of words. Good luck with your studies, and I'll see you in the next class. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.